the Green New Deal, what could be the most far-reaching proposal to ever be considered on Capitol Hill. Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez unveils her vision for the New Deal yesterday.
That's what this agenda is all about, because climate change and our environmental challenges are one of the biggest existential threats to our way of life, not just as a nation, but as a world.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi throwing shade at the proposal, calling it the green dream or whatever in an interview. Joining us right now is the Five co-host, Juan Williams. Juan, it's good to see you.
Nice to be with you, Maria. Good morning.
So, the Green Deal, what do you think?
Well, I think this is kind of a bold stroke. I think one of the interesting things about it is, to my mind, Donald Trump and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are both the kind of lightning bolt political figures that charge up the electorate. And in her case, she's charging up a left that's saying, where's the attention to the environment? Where's the attention to the Paris Peace Accord, the climate deal? Where's the attention to actual change, including infrastructure and the way that we develop energy in this country from the Trump administration? And she has lots of people who are saying, finally, somebody is dealing with a crippling, potentially crippling issue.
Even though her solution makes no sense.
Well, no, because I think what you're doing is you're applying the most exacting standards right now as if, oh, yeah, well, can this work? Can that work? I mean, naysaying is not what people are responding to here. What people are responding to is a new agenda for the way that we deal with energy and the cost of energy and how it impacts our economy.
But Juan, the proposal, it's detailed and it's laughable. It is embarrassing, some of the things that they propose. She's talking about getting rid of nuclear energy, which is a cost-efficient and relatively clean form of energy, but then she wants to essentially eradicate fossil fuels and internal combustion engines for electric vehicles. Well, if you get rid of nuclear, how are you going to produce enough electricity to power all the vehicles in the United States? And that's just one of the many, many things in this proposal, getting rid of air travel. And here's the issue. If you want to touch on all people about if the individuals, Democrat or Republican, feel like climate change is a serious issue to tackle, this is not serious. Somebody on the internet said it reads like an 8th grade term paper.
When we put situations like that in place, it sort of diminishes the real conversation that you might want to have about climate change.
How about silence? How about crickets? How about no conversation? How about negligence in the face of a tremendous, not only global threat, but in terms of a hunger on the part of the American people to speak to this issue? So you guys are going at it like, well, what about nuclear and what about this and what about that?
We're actually poking holes in it with facts.
Because we're
looking at facts.
In the era of Trump, don't get into facts.
Wait, but what about the fact of Solyndra under the Obama?
You know what? That's absolutely,
no, that's the truth. I mean, if you guys want to sit here,
Ocasio-Cortez idea and story. I mean, it's dishonest to bring Trump into this. It's got nothing to do with this.
No, because as I said at the very start, Maria, when you have politicians who will say, listen, I have great ideas. I have the greatest idea. I have the best people. You say, well, wait a second. This works because it starts conversations. His ideas, for example, on the deficit, you'd say, oh, you said he was going to eliminate. Oh, no, it's blown up. Okay. I'm sure you took a fine-tooth comb to that.
President Obama 10 to 20 trillion.
It's blown up multiple times under this president. So when you talk about climate change, when you talk about the need for us to deal with energy issues in America, she is tapping into that energy in much the way that you would have gone after, I guess, Social Security. You might have gone after Medicare. You'd have said, how are we going to pay for this? Guess what? The American people love it.
There is a detailed plan, and the plan...
It is not a detailed...
It hurts the poor. It hurts the poor.
It does not.
It raises... You know why we drive... Let me just finish.
The oil companies love the poor. I can see that.
Let me just finish. Juan, We drive cars that use gasoline because it's an affordable form of fuel. We use natural gas, one, because it's affordable and plentiful in the United States, and it's actually made us the leader in reducing carbon emissions in the world. She says that she wants to get rid of all fossil fuels, all fossil fuel energy production, which includes not only all oil, but also natural gas.
I think what you should do is go back into a dark cave and say, you know what, we can't go out there, we can't explore, we can't look for other innovative approaches to get this done. That doesn't foul our air, that doesn't warm our oceans, that doesn't lead to global threats.
I said that there are Republicans and Democrats in this country who want to address this issue.
Well, I wish they would. Do you have any evidence of that?
And
I don't see any evidence, and this is a breakthrough.
I am addressing these details that this Congresswoman laid out.
You are trying to kill the baby right now.
What David is asking for is honesty.
And I'll give you
that's
honesty.
What the American people want, honesty.
Good.
You can't come out with a pie-in-the-sky idea and say you're going to do this and you do that with nothing to back it up, with no facts that actually make sense. That's what Dagan is saying. And where is the honesty in this conversation?
And here's the honesty. We weren't having a conversation. She has started a conversation. We are doing this on Mornings with Maria because of her.
Well, and I'm saying, to back it up and tone it down. I had a conversation with my father.
We're going to start a legislative process in which people come forward with ideas, in which you talk to scientists. That's how Congress works.
There's no honesty in it.
Listen, what I'm trying to say is I had a conversation with my father and his buddies, and they're Republicans, they're conservatives, and they were talking about how there's no flounder fishing off the coast of Virginia because of global warming and climate change and the rising temperatures in the sea. These are individuals that the Democrats should be reaching out to with a climate change plan. But this thing, when you tell the American people we want to get rid of 99% of automobiles and air travel, they will laugh at her.
How about
and that's what they're doing at home.
How about the support that she's getting from the top 2020 Democratic candidates, Senators Kirsten Gillibrand, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris? They all said, yeah, I'm in on the new Green Deal. Again, no honesty here in terms of the fact that it doesn't make sense. In fact, that you cannot eliminate fossil fuels within the next 10 years without eliminating cars and planes.
So maybe you're not looking at this problem in the right way, Maria. Maybe you should say, boy, look at all those politicians. They can't be that dumb. What is it that they're seeing that Maria's not seeing? And the answer is, they see the American people hungering for attention to this issue that has been neglected.
I'll tell you one thing.
That's right. There we go.
You brought up the right point, though. But there should be a truth
to the voters.
I would like to see the honesty, but you do bring up a very important point, and that is she's making the loudest voice in the room on this one issue.
Because there was such silence from Republicans, and in fact, you would argue that in some cases, big business is all invested in the idea of let's have more fossil fuels, let's foul the air, let's warm the oceans. We don't care. We're making money.
Well, the argument here is, can the government solve this problem? And I think that's can the government do it better than private enterprise or the free market? And that's what she's presenting. She's saying we, the politicians, can do it better than the free market. And that's the fundamental argument we're having here. And if we go back to the Obama administration, we saw what it looked like when the government did it with Solyndra, right? Solyndra was an epic failure, and that is it went bankrupt. It was crony capitalism at its finest.
You can say that. You can say that because I think that's true. But the larger point is not true. The larger point is that if you look at alternative sources of energy now in this country, you've seen that industry, that sector grow rapidly, tremendously. So there is money to be made. There are jobs to be had. No, but this, again, government support this idea. In fact, what we see is China, Germany, Russia, they're all putting money into alternative energy development.
And they're the biggest criminals against the climate. If you look at that, China, India.
But all I'm saying is, guess what? When we pull back from this, it's not as if the work isn't going to be done.
We're pulling back, though?
Well, no, but what you said is it's a difference between government subsidies in some cases. So it's actual government dollars, you're right on this, going in to support private sector innovation. It doesn't have to be A or B. It can be government support. And my point to you, you're seeing this around the globe from other developed countries.
Yeah, and Germany, electricity, I think, is is 3 times more expensive than it is here in the United States, and that hurts the poor. It hurts people who can't afford it, and that's the central issue. It's, if you want to fix it, how are we going to pay for it that it doesn't hurt people in this country?
I'm all with you, Dagan. I'm just telling you, what you guys are not plugged into is the political power here. You said votes. I would also say media attention, such as we're giving it this morning, because guess what? There has been a dearth of attention from this administration.
Can I say this, though? We do love each other, and we do get along.
Oh, my goodness.
We love you, Juan. This was really fun.
This is what
really
we
good.
do.